A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Jerry of the Circus. Now for Jerry of the Circus.
Come over. Just turn up, folks. There's room for everybody. Right up close to the platform. That's right. Now make room for the children there, mister. Come right in, little girl. That's right. Now today we are offering to you lucky citizens of this fair city a genuine treat, the choicest bit of entertainment that it has ever been your good fortune to witness. And here, folks, on my left, you see the greatest collection of freaks and monstrosities ever gathered under one piece of canvas. And now allow me to present Tiny Irene. Come up here, Irene. There she is, folks. 365 pounds of human flesh. Why, the small admission fee of 25 cents would hardly buy the dessert for one of Irene's meals. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in direct contrast, let me introduce Major Mike, the smallest midget in the world today. A major makes Tom Thumb look like a giant. Hello there, Mr. Randall.
Hello, Haley.
Yes, sir, I repeat, the smallest human in the world today. Am I right, Mr. Randall?
You're right, Mr. Haley.
There you are, folks. The owner of Randall's Greater Circus, folks, is for my seemingly unbelievable...
Hello, Jim.
Hello, Mr. Randall.
How's it going?
Oh, it'll be a sellout when we get that spill from Midway.
It'll be a sellout for tonight, too, if this weather holds out. Say, Jim, drop by the office wagon after the show. I want to talk about something. Jason says one of his guns has disappeared.
Oh, the lion tamer.
Mm.
That's bad. It's bad business having a gun around loose in a circus lot.
Yes, and I'm not going to put up with it. The first rule I ever made was that only wild animal trainers could carry guns. I've got to find that missing gun, and whoever's got it will hear plenty from me.
Does Jason suspect anyone?
No, but I do. He and Lorenz have been pretty friendly lately.
Oh, you mean that knife thrower?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't trust him any farther than I could throw an elephant.
That's right. But you'll have to admit Lorenz is a big attraction.
A big attraction to the audience, maybe, but a lot of grief for us.
Yeah. Well, thank heavens I've got a right-hand man I can trust.
Oh, thanks, boss. You can count on me until the last blowdown, and don't you forget it.
Thanks, Jim.
Say, boss, there's a kid looking for you.
Oh, well, what does the boy want?
I don't know, but he's been hanging around since before lunch. He's got some kind of a letter for you.
Where is he?
There he is, boss, over there by Larry. See him?
Oh, yes. All right, thanks.
A mere guess. Come, gentlemen, under which shell is a little black pea? Money never grows in your pocket.
Hello, young man. Looking for me? Sorry, but we're not taking on any new hands.
Gee, so you're Mr. Randall. I'd have known you anywhere. Dad sure described you. Oh, I forgot. I got a letter for you. Let's see. Oh, here it is.
Oh, just a minute, son. Well, not Tim Dugan's boy. Well, sure enough. You've got your dad's grin all over your little freckled face. Well. Yes, I heard some time back that Tim had a boy. Let's see what's on his mind here. So, if things don't break, and I'm gone before you get here, take care of my boy. He's been brought up with horses, and the circus is in his blood. He'll tell you all about it. Well, where is your dad? He's not...
He died last week.
Oh. Huh. Well, I haven't seen him for years. Tim Dugan. A great showman, your dad, and don't you ever forget it. Well, what's your name, son?
Jerry.
Jerry Dugan. And so you want to join the circus, hmm?
I sure do, Mr. Randall.
Well, what can you do, Jerry?
Well, Dad taught me some tumbling before he got sick, and then, of course, I worked a lot with horses.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. And after Mother died, the doctor said Dad couldn't do much hard work, so he and I got a job taking care of some racehorses. Dad said I was a big help, too.
Well, that's swell. Now, look, Jerry, we're folding here tonight, and I got a lot of things to attend to. You run along home now and get your duds. I'll put you up somehow. You'll probably have to carry water for the horses at first, but, well, we'll see.
I'm sorry, Mr. Randall, but I haven't got any things.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, you see, after we were rooming in a funny little place, and, I heard the landlady say she couldn't keep me any longer. You see, Dad already owed her more than a week's rent.
Nice woman, huh?
She said something to a neighbor about an orphan asylum. And, well, Rags and me, we lit out that night, and we've just been hiding daytimes waiting for the circus to come to town.
Oh. Well, this dog here isn't Rags by any chance.
Yeah, isn't he a beauty? He's pure Airedale and sheepdog, and Dad said something about a police dog.
Shouldn't wonder if your dad was right.
He's awful smart.
Kind of little for having such big ancestors, don't you think?
Come to think of it, Dad did say something about poodle blood. That's why he's so quick at tricks.
Yes. Well, I'm not so sure I can put up the dog, but come on now, I want you to meet Bumps.
I guess I can't go after all. Golly,
Well, now what?
Well, you see, me and Rags, we sort of been taking care of each other, and I guess we still...
Well, all right, come on. We'll take him. No boy's worth his salt without a dog anyhow. Come on now, we'll catch Bumps while he's making up.
Bumps? Who's Bumps, Mr. Randall?
The greatest clown in the business. You knew your dad, too. I guess he'll be in his wagon.
Oh, so that's where you sleep, in wagons, huh?
No, but some of the wagons are used for dressing rooms. We all sleep on the train.
Oh.
Bumps shares his dressing room with Decker and Lorenz. I guess you won't be in the way there.
Decker and Lorenz? What do they do?
A knife-throwing act, and a good one, too.
Gee, imagine really being with a circus.
Well, here we are, Jerry. Here's Bumps' makeup wagon.
Come in.
Hello, Bumps.
Well, hello, Sam.
I think you can make room for this boy. It's Tim Dugan's boy. His name's Jerry.
Tim Dugan? Oh, I haven't heard of him for years. Put it here. Any son of Tim Dugan ought to be all right. The old acrobat, how is he?
He died, Bumps, last week.
No. This your dog, son?
Yeah. Isn't he a beauty?
Well, he's a friendly little mutt. Does he go with the boys, Sam?
I guess he does.
Isn't that funny, Jerry? I've been wishing for a dog for weeks.
Have you?
I sure have. Looks as if he thinks I might do, too, curling up at my feet like that. He sure made himself at home.
Well, I'm going to be tied up till after the show, Bumps. Keep your eye on Jerry.
Sure will, Sam.
You can go and watch the show, Jerry. I'll tell the man on the gate to let you in. I'll see you later.
Gee, thanks for everything, Mr. Randall.
All right, then.
So you're Tim Dugan's boy, huh? Oh, wait till I finish this
Mind
makeup.
if I watch?
No, of course not.
Gee, that's funny pink stuff. Don't you have any lips at all?
No, just a thin line.
Why do you put all that white stuff around your eyes?
Oh, makes them look blank, you know, kind of sad-like.
What's that lumpy nose made out of?
Well, that's putty.
Isn't it uncomfortable? Gee, you look funny. Right, now it's all right. It's still the same fella. It's still Buff.
That's it, Rags. Wag your tail, boy. You'll see plenty of makeup before you're much older.
Gee, I don't see how you can do it so fast.
Hey, listen, Jerry, when you put on one makeup for nearly 25 years, you'll be able to do it in a couple of shakes, too.
Hey, stop it.
Oh, hello, Lorenz. Meet Jerry, a friend of mine, and his dog, Rag.
I don't like dogs. Go on, beat it.
Oh, here, wait a minute, Lorenz. Jerry and his dog are going to share the wagon with him.
You think?
The boss thinks.
Now, where did Decker put the knives? How many times do I tell him to put them in the top drawer of this top box? Here they are, in the bottom drawer. This drawer is not for knives.
Rags, come away from there.
He's a curious little monkey, isn't he?
Too curious. What are you looking at? There's nothing for dogs to see in this drawer. Anybody else either, and that goes for you too, boy. This top box is my private property. Get out of here, dog.
Rags!
Don't kick him.
Well, let me, eh?
Rags!
Lorenz, drop that knife, you fool.
Don't throw that knife at my dog.
I'll fix them so he won't growl. Let go of my arm, you.
I won't till you put down that knife.
You little fool.
Don't you strike that boy, Lorenz.
Oh, he bit me. That cur bit me right on the wrist, too. On my tongue.
Oh, now, don't get excited, Lorenz. It's just a little scratch.
Scratch nothing. I fixed that dog.
Oh, there goes the opening number, Jerry. Now, go on now and see the show.
Yeah, I feel...
Beat it.
Well, now, you come back here after the show's over, Jerry.
Come on, Rags.
Now, listen, Lorenz, you've got to control that temper of yours. You can't be throwing knives around.
Drat that dog, tearing my wrist. He could have crippled me so I could never throw another knife.
Oh, but he didn't.
Just the same, I'm not going to dress in a place with a dog that will bite me every time I turn around.
Well, golly, it's time for my act. I got to get on over to the main tent. And don't you worry about the dog, Lorenz. You and he'll be good friends yet.
Friends, nothing. We won't have time to be friends. I'll get rid of that dog before we leave this place if it's the last thing I do.
in future tense. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction, brings you Dimension X. On a high hill in Samoa, there is a grave. Inscribed on the marker are these words: "Under the wide and starry sky did Mike me lie. Gladly did I live and gladly die, and I lay me down with a will. This be the verse you graved for me. Here he lies where he longed to be. Home is the sailor, home from the sea, and the hunter, home from the hills." These lines appear another place, scrawled on a shipping tag from a compressed air container and pinned to the ground with a knife. It wasn't much of a fair, as fairs go. The trotting races wouldn't be held till 8 o'clock at night. And the flags and bunting drooped in the gray afternoon, and the pitchmen seemed discouraged. A large black cabriolet limousine stood at the side of the road, 32 cylinders purring quietly. And over the dust and the clatter of the fair, a bullhorn blasted its highest pitch.
"Hurry, hurry, hurry, this way to the moon rocket. The moon rocket. See it fly. The actual type rocket used by the first men to fly it. Chills, thrills, the romance of space. You can ride in it for only $25. Hurry, hurry, hurry."
Henry. Yes, sir. I'm getting out. But the board meeting, sir, you're due in Kansas City at 4. You think I need another $5 gold piece? Oh, no, sir. You trying to tell me what to do? No, sir. Of course not, sir. Then get this confounded buffalo robe off my legs. Yes, sir. Get it off. Just a minute, sir. I'll help you. Let go of me. Of course, sir. Watch your head on the door, sir. Let go of me. I'm sorry, sir. That's the ship. Rotten old tub. Single jet type with fractional midriff controls. Stay here, Henry. I'm going over.
The moon rocket. 50 cents to come aboard. Flight leaving in 30 minutes. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Hey, Charlie, you got that feed tube patched? I welded it. Good for maybe an hour.
Oh, what a crowd.
I wouldn't risk a nickel to see the sun blow up.
Oh, Captain. Oh, excuse me, Captain.
Yeah? Yes, sir. 50 cents to inspect the rocket. One?
Would you take a passenger this trip?
You mean you want to go up? It's $25.
That's right.
Yes, sir, right away. Charlie, take the pitch.
Oh, okay.
Step this way, sir. Look out for the feed lines there.
Yes, I see them.
Step right into the office. Hey, Doc, passenger for checkup.
Okay, Doc.
Is this necessary?
Regulation.
Take off your coat, open your shirt, roll up your hat sleeve. How are things, man?
Slow. We're not drawing as much as the coot scent.
Yeah, we'll pick up tonight with the trotters.
Well, I'm ready, Doctor.
All right. Your arm. All right. Breathe in. Out. Breathe. 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 Sorry, Mac.
No go, Doc?
Cardiac condition. I couldn't certify him. Sorry.
You mean you won't take me up? He's the doctor.
I couldn't even guarantee you'd live through the takeoff. It's not only your bad heart, but with heavy acceleration, your whole circulatory system would be in danger. And at your age, bones are brittle, highly calcified. You could snap one on the takeoff. Stop.
Well, I rather expected it.
I'm sorry. Between you and me, we could have used the 25.
Excuse me, Captain.
Yeah?
Could you and your engineer have dinner with me after your flight?
Dinner?
At my home. My car is over there.
That's your car?
Yes.
You're serious, Mac? You want Charlie and me for dinner?
Yes.
Okay. I don't see why not. Thanks. Charlie, you had enough.
Oh, lay off, man.
Oh, that's perfectly all right, Captain McIntyre. A cigar?
Thanks.
Light? Yes, thanks. Yeah, it's hard for me to see why any holder of a master's ticket would quit the Earth-Moon run. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Don't hand us that. It was Lou G walked you out.
All right. So I took a few drinks. I could have squared that. Too many regulations, red tape.
Yeah.
Would it help you to get back to the moon?
Sure. I could get a short haul job hopping oil. If I kept my nose clean, I might even get back on the run.
Captain, would you be open to a business proposition?
What is it?
You own your rocket.
Barring a couple of leans.
I want to charter her to take me to the moon.
What?
You hear what he said, Mac? He wants us to fly that old heap to the moon.
Oh, no, can't do it. The old boat's worn out. We don't even use standard fuel. Just gasoline and liquid air. Why don't you drive a couple of company medics? It's been done before.
I know, but not for me. I'm D.D. Harriman.
Harriman?
Why, you own the company.
I own a large percentage of the company, but the other directors won't permit me to jeopardize the franchise.
Can you tie that, Mac? A guy with half the money in the world, and he's up the creek.
Shut up, Charlie.
He's right. Well, Captain, it's against the law. I'd make it worth your while.
Sure he would, Mac. D.D. Harriman. He'd make it worth our while. Mac, Luna City.
Why do you want to go to the moon so bad, Mr. Harriman?
It's the one thing I've really wanted to do all my life. I'm maybe 50 years older than you are. When I was a kid, nobody believed we'd really reach the moon. You've seen rockets all your lives, but when I was a boy, they laughed at the idea. But I believed. I wanted the moon more. I used to stand in the backyard and stare.
How far away is it, Ma?
The moon? Far enough.
Why don't people fly to the moon?
They can't.
Why not?
They just can't. Not now, anyway.
Someday I will. What? Fly to the moon.
Sure. Come on now, Dell. Inside. Way past your bedtime.
I wanted to go to college. Engineering. Then the University of Chicago. Then Yerkes Observatory. That's what I wanted. But I didn't get it.
You see, Dell, Dad and I wanted you to go to college. We planned it. We saved for it. But with your dad gone and the girls growing up, I just can't manage it. The insurance won't cover us, and it's getting harder to make ends meet. You've been a good boy, Dell, and worked hard to make out. You'll understand.
I understood, and I worked. Stock boy at the old Ford plant in Detroit. Accountant. Credit manager for a mail order house. And then New York. Wall Street. And then transportation. The monorail line between New York and Chicago. The Atlantic pressure tunnel. And then Harriman rockets.
Dell, I want to talk to you.
But I'm working, Charlotte.
You talk to me now, Dell, or you may not get another chance.
What is?
Fred Lockwood. You've sold out again?
I run the business, Charlotte.
Dell, I'm fed up. Up to here. I married you because I love you.
I still love you, but I'm fed up.
Now, what is it, Charlotte?
We're not young anymore, Del. I'm tired. I'm not asking for millions, just a little life for the two of us.
I'll pull the money out.
I know you will. 20 hours a day on Benzedrine to stay awake and neobarbital to sleep. Oh, Del, I can't stop you from doing this to yourself, but I won't let you do it to me.
I didn't know about the divorce for a month. I lost the papers under a stack of booklets and stock prospectus.
Here's the news flash, Del. Strato rocket reaches Paris. We've got the franchise lined up. The House Committee is solid. The Federal Rocket Commission is okay.
The next step is the moon, Fred.
Sure. Look, Del, if we cut the freight rate on the tunnel, we could...
I'm serious, Fred. The next step is the moon.
Del, you've been riding that joke for years.
It's no joke, Fred. I've signed a $4 million research contract with National Fission Corporation and guaranteed the next 2 years' output of the Brookhaven Atomic Energy Institute.
Del, you couldn't. That's every liquid asset we have. You can't do that on your own initiative.
I have, and the board will back me up. Fred, we're going to the moon. It took 2 fraudulent bankruptcies and an investigation by the Securities and Exchange Commission before we did it. There were 3 injunctions on the rocket before it blasted off. I was going on the second trip, but my considerate board served a court order on me.
You can't go, Del.
Fred, I'll break you if it's the last thing.
You've got a bad heart. That's no secret. If you die out there, the whole card house comes down. We've got an equity in this corporation, and we're going to see it protected. You've sucked us in on this wild scheme, and now that it paid off, you're going to sit right down here on Earth and see that the dividends come out on time. You're not going to the moon, Del. Forget it.
I never went. By the time my lawyers shook off the restraining orders, the first cargo rocket had crashed into the Pacific, and Congress rushed through the Space Precautionary Act. My heart was earthbound, but now I'm moved. But I will not die until I have set foot on the moon. There, Captain McIntyre. You ask why I want to go to the moon? Well?
You find a ship, Mr. Harriman. I'll drive her. You'll get to the moon.
What, Mr. Harriman? You heard me. Sell out my holdings. I want every share I own realized in cash as soon as possible.
But it'll depress the market, sir. You won't realize the full value of your holdings.
Don't you think I know that? I was juggling stock before you were born. I can afford to take the loss.
Yes, sir. Oh, Mr. Harriman, there are 2 men outside.
Who are they?
Captain McIntyre and a Mr. Schwartz.
Well, send them in, Henry. What are you waiting for?
Yes, of course, immediately,
sir. This way, gentlemen.
Mr. Harriman.
Well, Captain McIntyre, I'm glad to see you. And Mr. Schwartz, come right in.
You weren't kidding about that job for us, were you?
Certainly not. You're not backing out on me, are you?
No, we need the job.
Yeah. Our ship is lying in the middle of the Osage River with her jet split open like a herring.
You weren't hurt, were you?
Sprains and bruises, that's all. We jumped.
I caught a catfish with my bare teeth.
It's all right. Then we can get down to business. I'll have contracts drawn up for you. You two will have to buy me a ship. I can't do it openly. My dear board of directors will find out and slap a court order on me.
But we can't get credit.
Don't worry. I'll supply the cash in advance. Pick some ship that can be fitted for the jump. A strato yacht. Move to a piece of desert. I'll find the strip and buy it.
You mean fit her out there?
Yes, we'll install extra fuel tanks, change the injectors and timers for space flight. Spend all the money you want. I'll see that you get it.
132 shares of Apex holding at 60% of par.
Check.
52 preferred of Spaceways Fuel, 50% of par.
Check.
And that is the list. Mr. Harriman, there's a process server outside.
What is it?
I don't know, sir, but I think it's a subpoena.
I was expecting that. Henry, get Mr. Commons on the phone.
Yes, sir.
I think it's time for my lawyer.
Counsel representing Mr. Harriman's relatives contend that his behavior for the past few weeks gives clear indication that a mind brilliant in the world of finance has become senile. They petition you to declare him incompetent and to assign a conservator to protect his financial interests and those of his heirs. May I suggest that in his last few words, my opponent gave away his entire secret. It is evident that the petitioners believe that my client should conduct his affairs in such a way as to ensure that his nephews, nieces, and their issue will be supported in unearned luxury the rest of their lives. Like vultures, they descend on it. Now, while it is true that he has sold his holdings, is it strange that an elderly man should wish to retire? We pray this court will confirm my client in his right to do what he likes with his own. Deny this petition and send these meddlers about their business.
Commons?
He reserved judgment till tomorrow.
Which way is the cat going to jump?
Judge Embry is a strange one, Dal. He assured me he has a high regard for personal liberty and then added that any action he took would be in your interest. But he did say that men do become senile and must be protected.
Senile? He might rule against me.
Yes, Dal. He might. Here it is. Eccentric millionaire disappeared. Are you eccentric, Mr. Harriman?
Well, they used to call me crazy. It depends on your credit rating.
A bench warrant under contempt proceedings has been issued.
They won't find me out here. How's the work going, Charlie?
Well, my end's in pretty good shape. We finished the second pressure test on the new tanks and fuel lines today. The ground tests are all done except the calibrations. Take about 4 hours unless I run into bugs.
How about supplies?
Food and water on board. 3 vacuum suits, a spare, and service kit. I'm short navigation equipment, but give me a sextant, and I'll get you down on the moon at any spot you name. Just from a general knowledge of relative speeds and orbit.
All right, Columbus. We know you can hit the floor with your hat.
Are you ready to go? My nephews will have detectives out looking for me.
Well, I could run those calibration tests tonight. Take till midnight. After that, it's up to the Commodore here.
There she is, Miss Harriman. That's the job that'll take you to the moon.
It's a good ship.
Mac, stop the car.
Charlie's out.
Look at him. Where's his medicine?
In his vest pocket. Break the flask. All right. Hold it under his nose.
Looks lousy.
Yeah. He's breathing easy. We'll come around soon.
Mac, we ain't going through this.
Why not?
It's murder. He'll never stand up under the initial acceleration.
Maybe not, but it's what he wants to do. Get that ship ready to fly.
Hey,
out here on this desert.
What can I do for you?
You're James McIntyre?
Hey, Mac.
Yeah? What's the matter, Charlie?
Oh. You McIntyre?
Yeah?
I'm the Deputy Federal Marshal in this district. I got a warrant for your arrest.
What charge?
Conspiracy to violate the Space Precautionary Act. You, I suppose you're Charles Schwartz, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I got one for you, too.
Thanks.
And a man named Harriman. Got a court order to put seals on your spaceship.
We haven't got any spaceship.
What are you doing, kidding me? What's that, a kiddie car?
Strato yacht.
Oh, yeah? Well, if I put seals on it till a spaceship shows up. Now, come on, where's Harriman?
In the shed. Over there.
What shed are you talking?
Oh, my knuckle. That's the one I broke playing football. I'm always hurting that finger.
Charlie, we gotta hurry. Get Pop into the cabin and strap him into his hammock.
Right. So long, Deputy. Oh, my knuckle.
She's warm, Charlie. Everything set back there?
How do I know? I didn't have time to run tests.
Tough. You all right, Mr. Harriman?
I think so. These straps are tight.
Have to be when we blast off. All set, Charlie. Give me control.
Check. Test keys.
1 bank.
Check.
2 bank.
There's an auxiliary out.
We don't need it. All right, boy. Hang on. Let's go. How are you, Pop?
Doing fine. Couldn't be better.
You better stay in your hammock. I'll loosen the straps a little. What is it?
Nothing. Just go easy on that side.
Pop, you ain't fooling me, man. You got a couple of busted ribs. Well, there isn't much I can do until we ground. You take a neobarbital, and I'll wake you when we cut jets.
No, I'll stay awake.
Okay. Just you say, She's on automatic, Charlie. How the tube holding up?
Fine. Tight as a drum.
She handles nice.
How's Pop?
Alive, but he's in bad shape.
How bad?
Cracked a couple of ribs in the takeoff.
You'd better set it down awful easy if you want him alive.
I'll make a full swing around the moon and ease her in on an approach curve. It'll go fine. If we've got enough fuel.
What? Who called me?
Something wrong, Pop?
I thought somebody was calling me. I must have been asleep.
I swung your hammock around. We're breaking now. There she is ahead.
The moon. I've seen 1,000 photographs. There. That's Copernicus. Tycho. The new Minerva Mines dome.
You know it all right, Pop.
Where are you landing?
Mare Imbrium, between Aristoteles and Archimedes.
That's about 40 miles from Luna City, isn't it?
Sure.
It won't be easy landing with a ground approach radar, will it?
I've done it before.
Not without a second pilot to punch the statometer.
Pop, you ought to have a mate's ticket. You know the whole routine. You must have really studied up.
Yes, that's all I could do. Study till now. Oh, look at her. The moon. I feel as if I were coming home.
Yeah. Charlie.
Yo.
I'm taking her in. Cut in full power.
Make it good, Mac. Pop can't take a rough one.
Shut up and give me the power. I'll do my best. Okay, statometer setting punched. Hang on, here we go.
That was a lousy landing. landing, Mac.
Start a meter drip.
How's our passenger?
Quiet. I'll look.
I wouldn't make any bets. That landing stuff.
Will you shut up? I did my best. The Pop.
He's alive. Blood on his mouth.
All right, take it easy, Pop. We're down.
Where?
Take it easy.
Vacuum suits. Where are they?
Now, steady, Pop. Steady. You can't go out there yet. We've got to give you some first aid.
Get me that suit.
What do you think, Mac?
Might as well get his suit out of the locker. Use the big one. He'll be more comfortable.
Okay, Pop. Easy now.
Hurry. Feel those zippers, Charlie. All right, now, take it easy. All right, the helmet. Your diaphragm set?
Check.
Air valve?
Set.
Lift it on him.
Don't hit him. There.
All right. Come on, Charlie. Let's get into our suits, and we'll carry him out the lock.
Easy. Easy with him. Okay. You all right, Pop?
Outside. Take me outside.
His left leg is going. Get your shoulder under him. Right. Open the lock. All right, Pop. Come on. We're going out on the moon. All right. We're going to leave you out here to look around while we get ready for the hike to town. You all right? We have to break out air bottles and rig a stretcher. It's 40 miles into the dome. Charlie, drop something behind his head. Okay. There. Comfortable, Pop? We'll be back soon.
I can feel the pumice dust. There's the earth overhead. The earth in the sky. Green, blue. I know the moon. John? I thought somebody called my name. I'm getting old. My mind wanders. Charlie. That's you, isn't it? I made it, Charlie. I'm on the moon. You didn't understand. You were afraid I wouldn't take care of myself. But I made it. I'm on the moon.
Come on, Charlie. We'd better get Pop going. Here, give me a hand getting him on the stretcher.
Never mind the stretcher, Mac.
What's the matter?
He won't need it. He's dead.
Oh. We'd better get out the pumice skis and the air bottles. It's a long walk to town.
Yeah. What about him?
Looks as if he's resting, doesn't he? Propped up, looking out on the pumice.
Well, he got to the moon. Come on. Let's start walking.
You've just heard another adventure into the unknown world of the future. The world of... Imagine a planet somewhere in the universe, where night comes only once in 1,000 years, the friendly darkness night brings to our own world on this far-off planet is a thing of terror, a breeder of panic and evil. Be with us next week as we bring you Isaac Asimov's Nightfall.
Dimension X is presented transcribed each week by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of the magazine Astounding Science Fiction. Today, Dimension X is presented Requiem, written for radio by Ernest Kenoy from the story by Robert Heinlein. Featured in the cast were Rod Hendrickson as Harriman, Bill Quinn as McIntyre, and Owen Jordan as Charlie.
A wealthy and beautiful California woman, Mrs. Patricia Gregory, has spent 14 years searching the world over for her little daughter, Joan Gregory. 14 years ago, Mrs. Gregory, her husband, and baby daughter were shipwrecked in the South Pacific. Everyone on board was believed lost except Mrs. Gregory, but she has always felt that her little girl was also saved. This belief has caused Mrs. Gregory to offer a large reward for news of any young white girl found in the South Sea Islands who might prove to be her daughter. 14 years she has waited in vain, but now the story begins in Los Angeles. It is just 12 o'clock midnight. A police radio car is cruising near Mrs. Gregory's home.
Car 67 at Weston and Slauson at 5. Car 67 at the service station, Weston and Slauson at 5. Car 14.
That's us. Let's hear it then.
Calling car 14. Car 14 in North Chester Place, near the Adams Street entrance. Investigate a prowler. North Chester Place near Adams. That is all.
Cut him off. We'll have a look around.
We're right in that block now.
Yeah. Slow down. This ought to be it.
I thought I saw somebody on that lawn there. That's the Gregory place, isn't it?
Yeah. There is something moving there. He's up the driveway, right behind him. Where you going, buddy?
Who wants to know?
Hold it right there and I'll show you. Hold it there, kid. I want to talk to you.
Hey, why don't you take that flashlight out of my eye so I can see who you are?
It's a lot more important that I see who you are. What are you doing here this time of night?
Well, suppose you tell me what you're doing here, and then maybe I'll tell... Oh, golly, Whiskers. I didn't see your uniform at first. The cops, huh?
Right, the cops. Now can you remember what you're doing in this driveway?
Well, I might live here.
Ah, you might, but you don't. We got a call on you as a prowler.
A prowler? I'm looking for a lady's house. That's not prowling, is it?
Well, depends on whether the lady wants you to be looking for her. This is Mrs. Gregory's house.
Honest? She's the one I'm looking for. Much obliged. I'll go and see her.
Hey, not so fast, buddy, not so fast. Do you know Mrs. Gregory?
No. But I've got some news for her. I heard about her little girl being lost in the South Seas on a magic island.
Oh.
And I...
So, her little girl's lost on a magic island, eh? And her mama don't know it, but you're going to tell her. Well, I'm Santa Claus, and I'm taking you to the North Pole with me. Come on.
Hey, let go of my arm.
Oh, you're going to the station house. Come on.
No, I'm not. Help! Help!
Oh,
Mrs. Gregory!
Will you shut up?
Somebody help! Hey there, you!
Hey, now you walk him up in the Gregory house.
I hope I woke
somebody's
up the whole
coming.
block.
Take it easy, son. Now take it easy.
Here, this is no place to stage a fight.
Oh, well, we picked this kid up in your driveway on a prowler call.
I'm not a prowler, honest. I've got to see Mrs. Gregory right away.
Well, it isn't so easy to see Mrs. Gregory at midnight. What's your business here?
The kid's having a pipe dream about Mrs. Gregory's little girl floating around Australia on a magic island. I'll see that he don't bother you anymore. Come on, son.
Wait a minute. Hold it, officer. Did you say Mrs. Gregory's little girl?
You bet he did. But nobody's going to get a chance to laugh at me again. I'll tell my story to Mrs. Gregory, or not at all.
All right, officer. I'll be responsible for this boy. If he's not what he represents himself to be, I'll send for you again. My name's Bradford. I'm in charge of...
Oh, that's all right, sir. I know you, Captain Bradford. Call us if you want anything else. And let us know how the kid's magic island comes out.
I'm sure glad you came out, sir. He was going to take me to jail.
Well, if your story doesn't sound just right, you'll still get a chance to go. Come on up to the house now. We'll meet Miss Gregory.
I know she'll want to hear my story, but I kind of hate to get her up at this time of night.
Never mind that. Miss Gregory and I were just going out. You go open the door there and go right in. I'll follow you. Go on in, kid.
But you ought to go in first.
I'll be the judge of what I ought to do. Go on in. Now, straight down the hall to that lighted arch.
What's going on, Tex? I thought I heard... Oh.
Are you Mrs. Gregory?
Yes, I'm Patricia Gregory.
Let's go in and sit down, Pat. I'm anxious to get a good look at this young fellow.
Say, Mrs. Gregory, your butler is mighty suspicious of me.
Butler?
I'm sorry, Tex, but you should see your face.
Butler? What makes you think I'm the butler?
Well, heck, nobody but a butler could act as suspicious of anybody as you do.
You're wrong, young man. Captain Bradford is in charge of my affairs. Manager of my estate, master of my yacht, pilot of my planes, and... But hadn't you better introduce yourself?
Yes, we'll ask a few questions now, son. You sit over there. Keep your hands in sight. Patricia, you stay near me.
Don't be absurd, Tex. What danger could there be? He's only a boy.
Yes, and Billy the Kid was only a boy when he had to put extra long handles on his guns to hold the notches.
Say, I've had about enough of this. I've got something to tell Mrs. Gregory. Do I get to tell her or don't I?
Of course you do. Keep quiet, Tex, and let the boy talk.
Thanks, Mrs. Gregory. Well, my name is Jerry Hall. This afternoon, I picked up a radio message on my shortwave set on a band I'd never heard anything on before. Somebody was talking in funny broken English and said that an old sailor was very sick in a hospital somewhere near Honolulu. I guess he didn't say.
There it is again, the same thing.
Wait, Tex. Go on, Jerry.
Well, I guess this old sailor was so sick, he didn't know what happened to him. He was raving about how he'd escaped from a magic island in the South Seas and about a beautiful little white girl that was living there with some strange people. Well, I read all about your little girl being lost in the shipwreck when she was a baby, and I thought that, well, that is... Gosh, I guess it sounds kind of foolish when I try to tell it.
No, it doesn't, Jerry. It isn't foolish at all. And Captain Bradford and I are leaving tonight within half an hour, sailing on my yacht. And we're going to find out all about that old sailor and his story.
Well, I've been reading all about your little girl ever since I could read. Is it true that you were shipwrecked in the South Seas, just like the stories say?
Yes, Jerry, it's all true. We were wrecked in the South Pacific when my little girl, Joan, was only a year old. Her father was lost, and of course, everyone else thinks my baby was also, but somehow I've never quite given up hope that someday I'd find her.
And we've chased all over the world to see girls that people show to us to try and get some of the money Mrs. Gregory offered. But they never are the right one.
Well, how could you tell your little girl? I mean, if it really was her.
Joan had a tiny birthmark, a little star-shaped scar on the back of her neck.
Joan. Gee, that's a pretty name. Joan. I'll bet she'd be pretty, too. Maybe almost as pretty as you are, Mrs. Gregory.
Thank you. There you are, Tex. Jerry's a bright boy.
Yes, his eyesight's all right, I'll say that. We've got to go. You see, kid, we heard the same thing on the shortwave that you did. We're sailing just as soon as we can get to the harbor.
Boy, that's slick. Will you take me with you?
Will we do what?
Take me along, will you? Oh, please.
Why, Jerry, we couldn't do that. We hardly know you. And you're so young, you can't be out of high school yet.
Well, I know my dad would let me go. And I know a lot about boats and aeroplanes and radios and all that sort of stuff. And I'd work hard on the yacht and... Oh, golly whiskers. How about it?
Not a chance. Out of the question.
I'm sorry, Jerry, but it just wouldn't do.
Beg your pardon, madam, but the car's at the door. Everything is quite ready. Baggage loaded.
Thank you, Johnson. We'll be out in a moment.
Very good, madam.
Now, Jerry, I'm afraid we'll have to say goodnight to you. It was sweet of you to come and tell us about your radio message. Won't you let me give you...
Oh, no, thanks, Mrs. Gregory. It was fun for me. You see, I've dreamed about finding you... Oh, well. Good night. I hope you have a lot of luck.
Thanks,
good night,
Jerry.
Son.
Good night.
Oh, say, I was just thinking, if he could only let me go, I'd telephone my dad. He'd let me go when I tell him how nice you are, Mrs. Gregory.
Oh, Jerry, you're nice about this, and I would like to take you, but it wouldn't do, would it, Tex?
Sorry, kid, but it just isn't in the cards.
Boy, I'd sure like to see that magic island. The broadcast said there was something mysterious about it. How ships tried to sail up to it and couldn't, and that it was big but invisible. He gave the exact position. It might be true.
Afraid not, Jerry. We've sailed through there on 2 steamer lanes. There isn't an island the size of a watermelon that isn't on the chart.
Well, I guess I'd better go now.
I'll see you to the door.
Are you afraid I'm going to take something?
No, but I'm going to take something. Something to remember you by. Open the door. Go ahead. Open it.
Gee whiz. That flashlight nearly blinded me.
Sorry, but we like to take pictures of the people who come to see us at midnight, and we like to know when they open our door, too.
But when I came in, I opened the door myself, and nothing happened.
And I had the flashlight shut off. Now go on, kid. Get out.
I'm sorry I bothered you, sir. Good night.
Tex, why were you so rough about sending him out?
I just got an idea. That boy's smart. He could have broadcast that message himself just to get a trip to the islands with us.
I suppose so, but I do wish we could have taken him.
Well, it might have been wise at that. And I could have kept an eye on him till we ran the story down.
Oh, well, forget it. Hurry, Tex. Johnson's waiting in the car, and Jameson will lock up until we return. To the harbor, Johnson.
And step on it.
Johnson. Oh, Johnson.
Yes, madam.
We're awfully crowded back here. Couldn't you find room up front for this roll of steamer rugs?
I tried to put the roll up here, but he wouldn't have it.
Who wouldn't have what?
The young gentleman inside the rug, sir.
Huh? Say, Pat, there is somebody inside this roll.
And I can guess who it is.
I didn't think you'd find me till we got to the boat, and then maybe you'd take me with you.
I ought to wring your neck.
Now, Tex.
Oh, I know, Patricia, but...
Gee, Mrs. Gregory, that's an awful pretty name, Patricia. Oh, now, look. I'm plenty big enough to go with you, and we'll telephone my dad from the dock, huh?
How about it, Tex?
Nope.
Oh, now, Tex.
No. You got her on Miss Gregory all right, Jerry, but you can't do that to me.
Oh, no, sir. I wouldn't try to get around you. I can see that nobody could do that. You're too smart. But I would like to sail with you. I could learn a lot from a man as smart as you are, Captain Bradford.
All right, you win, kid.
Golly whiskers! To the harbor, Johnson, and step on it.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P, Pep. Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, presents
The Adventures of Superman.
Today, as the Unity House baseball team warms up for its big game, the clan of the Fiery Cross plans a new attack on Tommy Lee, innocent victim of their hate and bigotry.
Hello there, gang. This is your pal Dan McCullough. Say, here's a curtain raiser that scores plenty of hits and runs with your morning appetite. It's this week's Pep Dish of the Week, Strawberry Doubleheader. And does Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, team up swell with red ripe strawberries? Try a Strawberry Doubleheader tomorrow, and you'll see what I mean. First, you pour half of your serving of Kellogg's Pep in the bottom of your bowl. Then pour on a layer of crushed fresh strawberries. Add the rest of your Pep, and then put on a topper of a few big berries you've saved out. Finish off with milk and sugar, and then see how swell Kellogg's Pep stacks up with the strawberries. Believe me, that sparkling sunshine flavor sure rise and shine. Pep's tender crispness is way out in front, too. Fact is, Kellogg's Pep is so all-round good, you want to eat up every bit in your bowl, which is certainly the right idea, especially now that we're sending the cereal grains to fellows and girls across the seas. Remember that when Mom brings Kellogg's Pep home from the grocer's. And remember to pour it carefully if you pour your own Pep, because this is a particularly important time to eat all your Pep. Don't waste it.
Now, the adventures of Superman. A young Chinese boy named Tommy Lee, star pitcher on the Unity House baseball team, has been threatened by a group of intolerant bigots who call themselves the Clan of the Fiery Cross. And because Jimmy Olsen, who was acting as manager of the team, defended Tommy, he too is marked for danger.
following the burning of a cross on Tommy's lawn and a cowardly attack on Jimmy and Tommy, which was foiled by Superman, the two boys went to Unity House Field, where their team is to play an important game. As we continue now, 20 minutes before game time, an ominous scene is taking place behind the locker room, out of sight of the field. Matt Riggs, Grand Scorpion of the clan of the Fiery Cross, has been joined by Will Jennings, another hooded mobster. Jennings has a tough-looking boy from the opposing team in tow. Listen.
Sure this boy's okay, Will?
Yeah, he's Pete Miller's kid. His name is Art.
Forget that. Just call me Stuffy.
So you're Pete Miller's boy, huh? Well, that's fine. Your father's a very good friend of mine.
Yeah, I know.
Say, tell me, how do you feel about this Chinese boy you're playing against today?
You mean Tommy Lee?
Yeah, didn't you put up a fight about your team playing with him?
Sure I did. I raised heck. I tried to get the guys to say they wouldn't play Unity House unless they took that chink off the team.
Oh, good boy.
Did you know what our coach, the playground director, said?
No. What did he say?
He said Tommy Lee was an American, the same as the rest of us. And anybody who what do you call it? Discriminated against him was a bad American.
Oh, he did, eh? What'd you say to that?
Nothing. I had to shut up. Now I'll show everybody what a punk this Tommy Lee is. Wait till I bat against him.
Sure, son, sure. But look, what do you really think about this boy's pitching?
Well, I guess he's pretty good, all right. He shut out South Park last week with only one hit.
Well, it looks rather bad for your team, don't you think? You know, it'll make him look good and our kind of people look bad. You wouldn't like that, would you?
What are you building? Maybe he won't beat us today.
Well, the chances are he will, unless...
Yeah? Unless what?
Unless you keep him out of the game.
Me? How can I? I told you I tried to.
Well, now, let's see. Suppose Tommy was hit in the head or in the arm by your bat.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't do that. I'll get pinched. Maybe worse. I can't...
Oh, wait, you little fool. I don't mean for you to walk up to him and brain him. I was talking about an accident.
An accident?
Of course. You know, you can make it look accidental, so nothing can be pinned on you. Now, I remember when I used to play ball, I swung so hard with my bat, it flew out of my hands. See what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. Okay, leave it to me. I'll take care of that guy. But good.
Hey, you got quite a big turnout for this game, Jim.
Yeah, it's the semifinals playoff, that's why.
Oh.
Now all we have to do is win.
How'd the team look in practice?
Pretty sharp, Mr. Kent.
How about Tommy Lee? He's in good form?
Oh, yes, sir. He's got all his stuff today.
Good.
Take a look. He's over there next to the batting cage, warming up with mugs.
Oh, yeah. Gee, what a sweet curve that boy throws.
Oh, you said it. Tommy's the best pitcher in the boys' league. And he's got to face the best hitter in the league today.
Oh, really? Who's that?
Stuffy Miller, Central Playground's first baseman.
Which one's he, Jim?
He hasn't come in yet. Oh, there he comes now. The Husky kid going to the batting cage. See him?
Oh, yeah. Say, he looks like a tough baby.
Yeah, he is. And boy, can he powder that old apple.
Can, huh?
I told Tommy to be sure not to give him anything good to hit at.
Hey, look, he's set to hit one now. Hey.
Wow, he missed it by a mile. Look at Mr. Kent. He swung so hard he fell down.
It's a wicked cut, all right. You better tell Tommy to move farther away.
Tommy?
Uh-huh.
What for?
Well, this stuffy lad jumps in to meet the pitch, and when he swings, he's out in front of the cage. If his bat gets away from him, Tommy will be right in line for it.
Oh, there's not much chance of that.
Well, just the same, it's dangerous. Watch, now, here comes the pitch. See how Stuffy jumps forward to meet it? He's out of the cage. Oh, his bat's flying out of his hand.
He's going straight. Look out, Tommy!
Let's have a change clothes now.
As Stuffy's heavy bat flies at Tommy Lee, whose back is turned to the batting cage, Clark Kent goes into action. There is only a dark blur through the air as he streaks across the diamond with the speed of light, snatches the whirling bat as it is about to strike Tommy Lee's head, and carries it out of sight beyond the field. 2 minutes later, adjusting his hat and glasses, he emerges from the crowd around the diamond and rejoins the astonished Jimmy Olsen.
Mr. Kent, what?
Relax, Jim. Tommy wasn't hit.
I know he wasn't, but you, what?
What about me?
Well, what happened to you?
What do you mean?
Well, you were right here beside me just a minute ago, and
well?
Then when the bat flew out of Stuffy's hands, you disappeared.
I disappeared?
Yeah, there was a kind of a blur through the air, and you just vanished.
I'll play ball. You better forget everything else now, Jim, and get working on your team. I want to see you win this game.
You just watch it. See you later.
Okay.
Planet Sports Reporter, folks, bringing you the latest report of the semifinal game in the Boys' Championship Tournament between Unity House and Central Playground. At the end of the sixth inning, the score is Unity House 2, Central Playground nothing. So far, it's a shutout for Central, with Tommy Lee, Unity House hurler, pitching a perfect no-hit, no-run game.
It's a home run. Atta boy, Muggs. Keep on going, boy. Makes it 3-0 in our favor, Mr. Kent.
Uh-huh.
All Tommy has to do is hold him 2 more innings and we're in.
I got my fingers crossed, Jim.
This is your Daily Planet Sports Reporter again, who'll tell you that at the end of the 8th inning in the semifinal game between Unity House and Central Playground, the score is Unity House 3, Central Playground 1. Unity House pitcher Tommy Lee is pitching a bang-up game with 12 strikeouts so far, including Central's heaviest hitter, Stuffy Miller, who fanned out twice.
It's too bad they had to get another hit, Jim. It cut down your margin.
Yeah, but it's still 3-2 in our favor, Mr. Kent. If Tommy can just get by Stuffy Miller again, we win.
Well, he's doing a beautiful job on that mound.
Yeah, but if Stuffy gets hold of one, he'll hit it over that fence sure as shooting. Then it's so long ball game for us.
Well, here's hoping Tommy can whip him again.
Uh-oh. Another ball.
Yeah.
Makes it 3-2. Here comes the payoff pitch.
Nice work, Tommy! Good boy!
We're in the finals. Atta boy, Tommy!
As the Unity House players rush to surround Tommy Lee and shake his hand, and the crowd cheers wildly, Matt Briggs and Will Jenkins, scowling darkly, push their way out of the field to the street.
Well, we're skunked again, Matt. Now that chink kid, Tommy Lee, is the big hero around here. All the papers will probably print his picture with a story about how terrific he is.
Don't you worry. We're going to give him something else to put in their dirty paper about that leak tomorrow.
What do you mean?
Call a special meeting of the Action Committee tonight in my garage. We fool around long enough with these chinks. Now we're going to take our gloves off.
What does Matt Briggs mean? We'll know in a moment when we return for the startling climax of today's episode. So stand by.
Say, if you want to see a really smooth dish, just cast your eyes on that bowl of Kellogg's Pep tomorrow morning. Is it sunny and golden? Is it crisp? Is it terrific? And believe me, gang, there's good eating ahead when Pep heads the breakfast menu. Every single flake is delicate and tender as a breeze. Every golden spoonful is brimming with sparkling sunshine flavor. Every serving of Kellogg's Pep is a royal sort of dish to make you want to eat hearty. Pep gives your nutrition quota a boost, too. Sure. Brings you solid whole wheat nourishment plus. So from any angle, seems like you're bound to go for Kellogg's Pep in a big way. You'll want to polish off every last spoonful in your bowl. And that's on the beam, you know, because the cereal grains have been picked out to help give good nourishment to fellows and girls all over the world. So keep on that sunbeam, gang. When Mom brings Pep, the sunshine cereal, home from the grocer's, make sure there's no waste. If you pour your own Pep, pour it carefully and eat up every bit you pour out. And say, keep watch on your younger brothers and sisters, too. Make it a habit to eat all your Pep. Don't waste it.
It is 9:30 at night. The Riggs garage behind locked doors and shrouded windows. 12 men garbed in the robes and hoods of the clan of the Fiery Cross. Listen to the venomous, hate-scorched words of their grand scorpion, Matt Riggs. A single candle set on the floor creates weird, grotesque shadows of shapeless, hooded men and the elongated, waving arms of their robed leader.
The time has come for action against these foreign scum who would dare demand equal rights with Americans. Look what they've done already. The Chinaman Dr. Lee wormed his way into the health department, stealing the job which our last mayor had promised me would go to one of our brothers, Will Jennings.
Yes, that's right, Dave.
Then Lee's son crowded my nephew Chuck off the Unity House baseball team. And to make sure he kept his job, he beamed Chuck yesterday, intending to kill him.
Fine, Kenny. Well, let's do something about it.
And today, because the players of the opposing team were afraid this murderous young whelp, Tommy Lee, would beam them too, they lost the game. And now Tommy Lee, a chink, is cheered and written up in the papers as a hero.
Down, White House. Down, White House.
I'm telling you, the time has come for real action. We must show the Lees and all their kind that we mean business, that we intend to defend our homes and our families against them. Brothers,
I propose that we go to the Lee house now and take that murderous boy Tommy and tar and feather him.
Well, wait a minute, Matt. Suppose the kid dies.
Oh, let him die. It'll teach them all a lesson. Well, what do you say, brothers? Are you with me? Yeah. Good. Then get the truck out. The clan of the Fiery Cross acts tonight.
Using vicious lies, Matt Riggs inflames his followers into an attack on the innocent Lee home and young Tommy. An attack which may mean murder. What will happen now? Twice Superman has saved Tommy Lee and Jimmy Olsen from the cowardly attacks of the two-footed beasts who hide behind sheets and hoods. But Superman has no knowledge of this new and vicious threat. How can he find out in time to act? Tomorrow's episode is tense with drama and excitement, so don't miss a minute of it. Tune in tomorrow, same time, same station.
And remember, for breakfast, it's Kellogg's Pep.
For excitement, the adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC comic magazines and is brought to you Monday through Friday at the same time by Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal. Say, gang, if you've ever had a race with your dog, you know how much he enjoys running and jumping. Now, dogs are like people. To keep their muscles strong, they have to eat right. So if you want to help your dog to stay in the groove, to have strong bones and teeth and muscles, just mix Kellogg's Grow Pup dog food in with the scraps of meat and fat you give him. There are 3 kinds of Grow Pup, all with a grand meaty flavor. There's Grow Pup Ribbon, Grow Pup Meal, and Grow Pup Pellets. Ask your mother to feed your dog Kellogg's Grow Pup regularly. And be sure to be with us tomorrow for the thrilling adventures of Superman. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Transcribed. Tired of the everyday grind? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape.
Escape, brought to you tonight by Plymouth, with exciting news about a $25,000 contest and a brand new 54 high-style Plymouth coming Thursday.
You're together in a room, you and the one you love, the objects of an experiment, while the man who has dared you to undergo his test is waiting for the moment when you break, and in your defeat, find that there is no escape.
This is the week. Thursday's the day the brand new 54 high-style Plymouth makes its debut.
And what a car. Big, bright, beautiful. Longer this year with a sleek, low, wide look. And a new kind of beauty to set everyone talking, everyone exclaiming about Plymouth's luxurious high style. Never before in the low-price field have you seen such elegance in the appointments of a car. Such fabulous fabrics and choice of color combinations. Such unusual attention to detail. It's high style, all right. Exclusive in the new 1954 Plymouth. And remember, Thursday's the day
to see the new Plymouth and also to enter the big Plymouth contest. $25,000 in prizes, including 6 handsome new 54 Plymouths. We'll tell you more about this exciting contest later in the show. Meanwhile, remember, Thursday's the day to visit your Plymouth dealer for a first-hand look at the big, bright, beautiful new 54 Plymouth. Listen now as Escape brings you Stephen Vincent Benet's unusual story, Elementals.
I sometimes think of it. Not often, because it's too frightening. But just sometimes. It's a thing that you'd never believe could have happened. But it did. When I look across the room at Kathy, I remember that time not too long ago. The night it started. That was the real beginning. kept cruising around looking for a fare and thinking. Driving a cab, well, it hadn't been too bad. But there was Kathy. We were engaged, wanted to be married, and money was a pretty big problem. Then I saw the two men standing under the marquee of the Broadway Theater. Now that was something more practical to think about. A fare.
Eastwood Club, 40th Street.
Yes, sir?
Well, Gaines, what did you think of the play? I found it very moving. Did you really? Sentimental drivel. May I quote for you? When it comes to the invisible power that rules life itself, we find that it is, as always, love. The love of a man for a woman. Well, what's so funny about that? It's not funny. It's pathetic. Love. It comes in a poor last in running the inhabitants of this planet, I can assure you.
What do you think comes in first?
The elementals. Fear, hunger, and hate.
Oh, I don't believe that.
You can't face it, you mean?
Nonsense.
Logic should tell you that I know what I'm talking about. The greatest accomplishments, all of the world's progress is in one way or another brought about through hate, struggle, killing. Certainly not love.
You're wrong. Men do more for what they love and believe in.
Oh, don't be naive. Love. Well, there aren't a pair of lovers in the world that I couldn't turn against each other. Well, I'll go further. I could take the most devoted couple and have them gouging each other's eyes out in a week. And I wouldn't touch them.
You honestly think...
I honestly know. Of course, it would have to be an average man and woman. Him, for example.
Who?
Cabby.
Yes, sir?
Have you heard what we've been talking about?
Yes, sir.
Well, what do you think?
I'm sorry, it's against the company regulations to get in arguments with the customers.
The devil with regulations. I assume you've got a mind. What do you think? Am I right?
No, sir, you're not.
Huh. You're in love?
Yes.
Undying, perfect love?
We're happy with it.
And you think I couldn't part you?
No.
Would you like to make a bet on that?
No.
There are games, you see.
I don't see it.
It's obvious the man says he's in love, but he won't gamble on it. He knows I'm right.
I think you're nuts, sir. And this is the Eastwood Club. I'll say this for him. He gave me a $1 tip. And I'll say something else for him. He didn't belong in this century. That's what I told Kathy when I got off. And then we forgot about it. Until one evening a week later when I got a call at the garage.
Mr. Davis Latimer?
Speaking.
How do you do, Mr. Latimer? This is John Slake. You do remember. You drove me to the Eastwood Club last week. We had a slight discussion about love.
Yeah, I remember all right. How did you get my name?
I took the trouble of noting down your cab number and checking with your company.
I see. Well, what can I do for you, Mr. Slake? I'm on my way out to work and
Mr. Latimer, I shall come immediately to the point then. I'm a rich man, Latimer, and I'd like to make you an offer. One you won't wish to turn down.
What kind of an offer?
Well, I'd rather discuss that in person. Will Sunday afternoon be convenient?
What kind of an offer?
Oh, you're suspicious, Mr. Latimer.
Yeah, that's right.
Very well. My offer has to do with money. Money for you. A good deal of it. And I assure you that you will have to do nothing which will in any way compromise your high moral principles.
Look, mister, this is your idea of...
I'm extremely serious. If you will call at my house on Sunday afternoon, you will find it to your advantage. However, there is one point. I wish you to bring your young lady with you.
I don't know.
Think it over, Mr. Latimer. I'm sure you're a sensible man. And believe me, my offer is no joke. My address is 490 Park. You will think it over, won't you?
I'll talk to her about it.
Good, good. I look forward to seeing you both on Sunday. And now, Miss Vane, Mr. Latimer, to business. My offer. Did he speak of it to you, Miss Vane?
Yes.
Well, excellent. And what was your opinion of my theories?
Are you married, Mr. Slate?
No. Oh, no.
Then you wouldn't understand. You're wrong.
Good, good. You share your fiancé's views that nothing could come between you. At least not I.
No, I don't think you could.
Would you both be willing to test my theory? Let us say pit your love against one of my brute elementals.
What kind of test?
A test by hunger. Hunger, Mr. Latimer.
That's your offer?
Only part of it. The part that I feel might interest you is the remuneration. There will be a certified check of $10,000 waiting for you if your love proves stronger than my hunger.
How do we prove that?
You will be without food of any kind for 10 days. At the end of that time, a piece of bread will be thrown between you. If you're still in love with each other, you'll of course share the bread between you. If, however, you're in the grips of my elemental, hunger, you'll fight over the stale crust like two beasts.
That's silly. We wouldn't. No two people in love would. That's what love is.
Well, perhaps you're right, but I'd like to be convinced.
Look, are you serious about this? $10,000 for going hungry for 10 days?
Well, why not? I'm being generous. I'm offering you $10,000 to back up your own statements. And I'll even cut the time down from 10 days to 7.
No, I don't plan to starve Kathy or myself to prove anything to you.
Oh, forget about me. You can use the $10,000. Otherwise, you wouldn't be driving a cab. You and Miss Vane could be married immediately instead of penny-pinching your way through years of endless drudgery to save up enough money.
Yeah. Thanks for the drinks, Mr. Slake. We'll be going.
No, wait a minute. He's right, David.
What do you mean he's right?
He is. We haven't got anything to lose. $10,000. And if that's all we have to do...
I give you my word.
Why not? We love each other, don't we?
Well, sure we do.
All right. Let's do it.
Look, I'd have to quit my job.
I'll make it up to you, Mr. Latimer. I'll double your salary. Triple it. Even if you lose our wager.
Oh, Kathy.
Yes. I'm not afraid.
Okay. You're on, Mr. Slake. During the next few days, it was all arranged. The experiment was to run from Monday through Sunday midnight. Kathy and I were put in a large room in the upper story of Slake's mansion. We were always visible through large glass doors. There was an iron cot and mattress at each end of the room, a table, some chairs, and that was about all. At 12:01 Monday morning to the minute, Slake came in to issue his last instructions as our 7 days of starvation began.
I have provided you with sanitary facilities on all the running water you want. However, I'm afraid you must do without soap or toothpaste. Unfortunately, they are edible. My apologies, Miss Vane. Lipstick and rouge are also forbidden for the same reason.
What about reading? Books, magazines?
I'm afraid not. You would find the pages too tasty to resist as time passed. The same applies for pencil and paper. Any other questions?
No, I guess not.
Very well. You understand that no matter how you beg, plead, scream, or cry out, you will not be given food for the next 168 hours. Is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Well, I wish you luck, then.
The first day was easy enough. We talked about old friends, made plans for our future, played word games, anything to pass the time. We even made jokes about food. The hunger pangs didn't come until the middle of the second day. They came in suddenly with the sharpness of iron teeth, biting hard into your stomach and letting go, and then biting again. Both of us felt it.
Are you all right, Dave?
Yeah, you?
Oh, of course. You're not sorry we started this thing?
No, of course not. $10,000, I can take it for a week if you can.
A week? That's not long, is it? Besides, it's only 6 days now.
As the day wore on, the hunger pains grew worse. The iron teeth jabbed into my stomach harder and harder. And in between, all I could think of was food. Winter breakfast in the country, hotcakes, golden, puffy, a huge warm pile of them browned in yellow syrup, roast beef, thick slices, real thick, and rare. Then that evening, Slake, who was always there watching behind the glass doors, stopped in on us. He seemed to read my mind.
Everything perfectly all right, I suppose, Mr. Latimer? Miss Vane?
Yeah, Everything is fine, Mr. Slate.
Ah, charming. You are admirable guests indeed. You make so little demands on one's hospitality. You know, I wished for you at dinner this evening. I really wished for you.
Did you, Mr. Slate?
Yes. The bisque had a trifle too much whipped cream for my taste, but the fish... Well, the fish was perfection. Baked bluefish, you know. And the roast...
Cut it out!
Oh? Oh, forgive me. I didn't realize my elemental had already begun to touch you.
Don't worry. You're not going to win.
Perhaps not. But a similar test was attempted in the 16th century by a Prince Alessandro on a devoted couple in his court. The results were most interesting.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yes, really. They tore at each other's flesh. Tangled themselves into such a horrible knot that Alessandro's men could hardly get them apart. That's how strong their love was, Mr. Latimer.
We will return to Escape in just a moment. But first... Hello?
Hi, Bob. You listening to Escape on the radio?
Sure, always do.
Well, then you heard what they said about the new 54 Plymouth coming out Thursday. I was wondering if...
I'm way ahead of you, John. Meet you right after work Thursday, and we'll have a look at it.
Swell. And what I was going to suggest...
Well, of course, John. We've got to enter that contest. Somebody's going to win that gorgeous new 54 Plymouth convertible. Trouble is, I can't decide which color I'd like.
Sorry, Bob, old boy, but I'm taking a stab at that contest, too. New Plymouth convertible would look mighty good in my garage, and we can't both win first prize. Afraid you'll have to settle for one of the Plymouth sedans they're giving away, or one of the cash prizes.
Okay. We'll see about that. Right now, I want to get back and hear the rest of Escape.
Me, too, but don't forget, we got a date to see that new Plymouth on Thursday.
On the third day, the hunger pangs were no longer sharp jabs. Now it was a constant, violent, gnawing, nibbling feeling inside. It was a pulling ache deep in my head as if someone were jerking my brain from its socket with an ice hook. I know she was feeling just as badly. We tried to talk to each other, but we'd already said everything there was to say 5 times over. She tried to cheer me up, but a voice suddenly had a whine to it that was driving me out of my mind. Everything was driving me mad. I couldn't think straight anymore.
Dave?
What?
Tell me about that time you ran away from home.
You've heard it 100 times.
I'd like to hear it again.
You're a liar.
Dave, don't.
Shut up.
Well, we've got to do something, Dave. I thought if we... Look, why don't we count the bluebirds on the wallpaper? You know, I found a new way of counting them. If I start from the side, I can get 22 bluebirds to each wall instead of 21.
I don't want to count bluebirds.
You must.
Stop whining.
I know. Mark off the room. That's fun.
I've marked it off 1,000,000 times. 1,000,000 times. You want to know the figures?
Yes. Tell me the figures.
40 shoe feet long, 30 shoe feet wide, 43 bare feet by 31.5 bare feet, 126 fists by 97 fists, 1,213 thumbs by 931 thumbs. Are you satisfied?
That was wonderful, Davy.
What was wonderful about it?
I'm trying my best, Davy. I'm just trying.
Stop trying. I'll hit you. I swear I'll hit you.
You think I'm not hungry, too?
I hope you're starving. You did this to me. It's your fault. I'd never be here if you didn't stick your face into it. Starve. Go on.
I hate you. You're horrible.
Get off that chair and over to the cot, because if you don't, I'm going to smash your face.
Good evening.
What do you want?
I trust everything's all right.
No, everything's not all right, you fat pig.
I thought I detected signs of gathering violence.
Why don't you get out? Go on, get out.
I could never forgive myself if anything should happen to the young lady.
I don't need your help, Mr. Slake. I can take care of myself.
I'm afraid not.
You heard her. She doesn't want you here. Now get out.
But Miss Vane doesn't appreciate the power of an elemental. It can easily turn the man she fancies she's in love with into a murderer. That's why I believe I'll sit down and stay a while. Oh, Jacques? Jacques.
Oui, monsieur.
Duty calls. I'm afraid I'll be forced to dine in here.
Eh bien, monsieur. What is it that monsieur desires this evening?
I don't know. I think an American cuisine for tonight. Let me see. We can start off with shrimp cocktail, but be sure it's surrounded with plenty of cracked ice. Next, I'd like soup, clam chowder. Rich, thick clam chowder.
It will be as you order, monsieur.
And for my entree, steak. A thick, juicy steak, quite rare, seasoned with garlic and smothered in onions. Well, Mr. Latimer, I must say you're handling yourself very well. All right, Jacques, I'll order the dessert later. You may go.
Monsieur?
I didn't look at her. I didn't care. Both of us were pretending we didn't see, we didn't hear. I don't know why. Slake sat with us smiling. Nobody said anything. I watched Jacques leave and come back a while later with a tray bulging with food. I felt myself shivering in silence. But I still didn't say anything. I waited until Jacques set the tray down on the table in front of Slate.
Oh, the steak is tender tonight, monsieur.
Excellent, excellent. I find myself with quite a vigorous appetite. Oh, don't go yet, Jacques. I may need you.
Slate put his fork into the thick white meat of the shrimp, streaming with red sauce. That's when I jumped out of it.
Get away! Get away, animal! I suspected you were up to something, Latimer.
I don't want the food. I've got to have it. Slick, I'm not taking it anymore. I can't. I'm not going to go.
Stay back. Stay back, I warn you.
No, I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Stay back. Now, one more step and I won't miss, Mr. Latimer.
Dirty. You dirty.
Really? I'm not as bad as all that. I even considered giving you a bite to eat before.
Lying.
Ah, but I'm not. Would you like that, Latimer?
No, miss.
I assure you I do. Of course, I don't appreciate being attacked and then vilified by a torrent of insults.
No, I lost my head, Mr. Slate. Yes, I did. You're a really clever man, Mr. Slate. You're very clever. I'm sorry. I'm just a taste, that's all. Just a taste. I don't remember how long I cried. When I stopped, my mind was all right again. For a minute, anyway. I saw Kathy lying in the other cot at the far end of the room. She was sobbing. It was a sad sound. I remembered what I'd done. I hobbled over to her cot. Kathy.
Don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me.
I don't want to hurt you, darling.
You're not angry, Dave?
I didn't know what I was saying before. I can't be angry with you, darling. I love you.
Dave. I'm sorry. I'm hungry.
That night it was worse than ever. It was a nauseous, heavy hunger that nagged, wouldn't let go. I drank gallons of water. I poured the useless flimsy stuff down my throat until I choked, but I got no relief. None at all. Morning finally came. That was worse yet. The dizziness set in. I tried to get up. The floor kept falling away. I had rubber legs. I found myself getting angry at a crease in the carpet at my untied shoelace. I managed to get to one of the chairs in the center of the room. I can't tell you what for. Then I saw Kathy coming toward me, crawling on all fours.
Dad?
Yes. What is it?
Help me up. I want to sit in the chair.
All right. You made me fall.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. What good does that do? Stay away from me. What is it? Dave.
No.
Cry. Go ahead. Cry. You're ugly.
No.
You're ugly. Your hair like a stinking dirty old mop. I hate this. All your fault.
No. Don't talk to me that way now.
Get away from me. I can't stand the sight of you. You make me sick. Get away.
I hope to starve to death. Hear me. I hope to starve.
I lost all track of time. It may have been 5 days, 6, I don't know. I heard strange sounds that were part of me but seemed to come from outside as well. I also remember crawling. There was a squawking voice that came from my chest but didn't sound like me. That kept talking to itself. I had more cream. Yes, sugar too. And potato, please. Lots of potato. French fry. No. Lamb chops today. Steak tomorrow. Bacon. Well done. I'm hungry. I'm hungry!
You ought to be horsewhipped for this, Slake.
I don't want any sermons, Gaines. Are you ready to witness the test?
Yes. Let's get it over with, for heaven's sakes.
All right. Now watch. All right, get up. There, between you. The food is there on the floor. Get up!
I saw it. The bread on the floor. A tiny dot. Far out in space. Painfully, I slid down from the couch. On all fours, I slowly pushed forward. I noticed a woman on the other side of the room, lying on her cot staring at me and at the bread. She tried to get up, but couldn't. I wondered who the strange, skinny woman was. I finally reached the bread. I touched it shyly. It was soft. I shivered as my hand closed around it.
Dave?
Woman again.
Dave?
I wondered whose name she was calling. Didn't really matter, though. I picked up a slice of bread and sniffed it.
Darling, did you hear me? Darling? Kathy?
I started to put the bread clumsily into my mouth.
Darling? I'm so hungry.
That was Kathy. Catherine, the girl I was going to marry. And she was hungry. So there was to it. I started across the miles of carpet. Bread. You ate it.
You first. You're hungry.
No. I love you. It's for you. I love you.
Gaines, get them out of here. Give them the money and get them out of here. Hurry up and get these babies out of my sight.
Would you like to win a brand new 1954 high-style Plymouth convertible? Well, then be sure to enter the big Plymouth contest that starts this Thursday. $25,000 in prizes, including 6 new 54 Plymouths and hundreds of cash prizes. Your Plymouth dealer can give you an entry blank next Thursday. You'll see it contains a complete list of the prizes and the easy rules. But don't put it off, because the contest closes midnight, Monday, October 19th. So how about a big red circle on the calendar around this coming Thursday? That's the day to see the new 54 Plymouth and enter the big contest. Is it a date?
It's big. The 54 Plymouth. It's right. The 54 Plymouth. Big. Right. Beautiful too. The 54 Plymouth is a car for you.
Under the direction of Anthony Ellis, Escape has brought you Elementals, a story by Stephen Vincent Benet, adapted for radio by Meyer Dolinsky, starring Tony Barrett as Dave Latimer, William Conrad as John Slake, and Georgia Ellis as Catherine Vane. Featured in the cast were Ben Wright and Byron Kane. The special music for Escape was composed and conducted by Rex Corey. This is Roy Rowan speaking. Escape, transcribed, was brought to you by Plymouth, along with a reminder that you visit your Plymouth dealer on Thursday. Enter the $25,000 contest and see the big, bright, beautiful new 54 Plymouth. Thursday.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
Instant Ralston and Regular Ralston, the hot whole wheat cereals in the red and white checkerboard packages, present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol! In today's transcribed Space Patrol adventure, Buzz and Happy have cornered Prince Baccarati in a spaceship on the surface of Planet X. Holding a half-conscious man before him as a shield, Baccarati works his way toward the controls.
All right, Baccarati. Let go of the professor. Don't come any nearer, Corey. You're all through, Baccarati. Get away from those controls. It won't do any good to try to blast off now. It's this spaceophone I'm interested in. There. Now stay where you are, Corey. The transmitter is tuned to a frequency that will set off a crocodile bomb. I warn you, Corey. One more step and I'll destroy Terra.
We'll return in just a moment with today's exciting Space Patrol adventure, Baccarati's Secret Weapon. Say, listen to all that excitement inside the Space Patrol clubhouse. Let's see what's going on.
Hey, Cadet Happy, you got another space coin with a picture of the moon on it? I'll trade you 3 Saturns for a moon.
Sure, here you are. Smoking rockets now. I only need one more space coin with a picture of Terra, and I'll have a complete collection.
Hi, Billy. What you doing?
Hiya, Captain Petro. We're trading space coins.
Hey, that looks like fun.
You betcha. Space coins are really swell. I've got 24 different ones already. Look how big they are. Big as a $50. And look at these keen pictures of Saturn and the moon and Terra on them.
Space coins come in all kinds of colors and different values, too, all the way up to 100 credits.
Yeah, and they're really neat for playing Space Patrol.
Best of all, you get a space coin absolutely free inside every new package of Instant Ralston.
Right you are, Hap. And Space Patrollers, why don't you get in on the fun? Start collecting these sensational space coins. You'll have lots of fun flipping them, trading them with your pals, and making up games with them. And remember, you get a space coin absolutely free inside every new package of Instant Ralston. The package with the picture of Commander Corey or Cadet Happy on the front. So why wait? Zoom over to your grocers right now for a package of Instant Ralston and your free space coin. And now, today's Space Patrol adventure, Baccarati's Secret Weapon. Quietly, efficiently, the Space Patrol is carrying out Commander Corey's preliminary plans for a mass attack on Planet X, stronghold of Prince Baccarati. In the tower room of his castle on the giant planet, the prince is making his own plans. He smiles with diabolic satisfaction as his scientific advisor, Dr. Malengro, hands him a small metal cylinder.
Here, Your Highness. Here is number 9. Fine, Malengro. One more Tartanite bomb and I'll be ready to strike. When will the last one be ready?
Ordinarily, I should say within a few hours. However, something unexpected has come up.
What do you mean?
Professor Kraken has just learned the real purpose for these bombs. He has become reluctant to finish the project.
I will not tolerate insubordination from Dr. Kraken or anyone else. Force him to finish the job.
That is easier said than done, Your Excellency. In Professor Kraken's present mental and emotional state, pressure is likely to make him incapable of producing the 10th bomb.
Are my plans to be thwarted by the whim of one man?
Not at all, sir. I think you need to remind him of one fact.
What's that?
He has a daughter in Venus City.
Well?
Don't you see? One of the Krakenite bombs is destined for Venus City.
I see your point. Bring the professor to me.
Took the liberty of having him brought up to the tower, Your Highness. He is in the adjoining room.
Then bring him in. Stop wasting time, Malengro.
At once, sir. Professor. His Highness has honored me with an audience.
I heard your insolent remark, Professor. But I'll overlook it for the present. I am told that you have refused to complete the work I assigned you to. Why?
Because I was lied to. I'm sure that my discovery would be used for the good of this planet and its natives. Malengo here told me that Frankenite would be used to clear away mountains, so water could be brought to the desert regions.
Perhaps it shall someday when it suits my purpose.
Then it's true that you're going to use it to destroy the United Planets.
That's right. One city on each of the 10 planets will be blown to pieces. I now have 9 bombs. I want number 10 immediately.
I refuse to have anything more to do with this monstrous plan.
You're being very foolish, Professor. I can still easily destroy 9 cities. One of those cities could be the one where your daughter is, Venus City.
I hit the 10th bomb. You'll get my daughter out of the city before it's destroyed? Is that what you're telling me?
Exactly.
In effect, I'm to destroy a city in order to save my daughter.
That's one way of looking at it, of course. I could still destroy the 10 cities with other weapons. However, Krakenite is much more simple. Those small cylinders are so easy to smuggle into a city. And they can be detonated one at a time from my castle by spaceophone signals.
I should never have followed through on those experiments once I discovered the properties of Krakenite.
As a scientist, you could do nothing else. Well, Professor, I assume you're ready to return to your laboratory and complete the last Krakenite bomb.
You will see that my daughter is removed to a
laboratory and complete the last Krakenite bomb.
You will see that my place...
Yes. Very well. The sooner the better. My agents inform me that Commander Corey is planning a full-scale assault on Planet X. But with these Krakenite bombs, I can wipe out the key centers of resistance. Without leaving my planet, I can conquer the universe.
Meantime, Commander Corey is now in Jupiter City with Cadet Happy, organizing Space Patrol forces on Jupiter for their role in the planned invasion of Planet X. Right now, they're in the office of the governor of Jupiter, talking to the governor's secretary, Eric Temple.
It's unfortunate that Governor Blake is ill.
A great deal of confidence in you, Mr. Temple. The spacegram to me says that you're familiar with all of his correspondence and decisions.
That's correct,
Commander. Good. I understand you have been contacted by one of Baccarati's agents.
That's correct. This man is willing to reveal the names of Baccarati spies here on Jupiter, if the governor will guarantee him immunity.
Just who is this agent?
I don't know his name, but I'm to meet him tonight at a certain address. To hand over the names of Baccarati's men.
It's a dangerous assignment, Mr. Temple.
It'll be a trap. That's occurred to me. But it may be the only way to round up Baccarati's gang on Jupiter.
If you're willing to take the risk, Temple, the least we can do is help you. Where is the meeting place?
It's an old building formerly used as a clubhouse by commercial space pilots. I'll be there tonight at 21:30. University start time.
Happy and I'll be on hand early, Mr. Temple. You show up alone, just as the plan calls for.
Excellent. I'm to meet this agent and
In his capsule on Planet X, the jubilant Prince Baccarati seals a deadly cylinder in an innocent-looking package and turns to Dr. Malengo.
Now, Malengo, when this package is hidden in Venus City, I am ready to conquer the universe.
Your agent has his instructions, Your Highness. He is awaiting orders to blast off the Venus.
Excellent. The other Krakenite bombs have all been planted, even on Terra.
Your Highness, you don't expect to detonate all the bombs, do you?
Why not?
But perhaps the United Planet forces will surrender after you demonstrate what you can do to one city.
No, Malengo. There is but one way to terrorize the entire solar system into complete surrender. Every planet must get a taste of my power, one after the other.
Your Highness, what about Kraken's daughter?
What about her?
I was thinking of your promise to the professor to remove his daughter from Venus City.
Malengo, please don't bother me with such trifles. Now that Kraken has carried out his part of the bargain, we can forget him completely.
Billions of miles away, in a Jupiter City abandoned building, Buzz and Happy wait in a darkened room. Hours go by in utter silence. Then Happy looks at the luminous dial of the Space Patrol watch.
Commander, 2155. What happened to Temple?
There's nothing to do but wait. Get back in the closet. I can leave the door slightly ajar.
Is there anyone here? Commander Corey, I assume you're in hiding. When I turn on the light, you'll note that I'm unarmed. But I warn you, it won't be wise to attack me if you value the safety of Eric Temple.
All right. Turn on the light. Come on.
I hope you'll excuse this mask, Commander. For obvious reasons, I can't afford to be recognized.
Where's Temple?
When I learned he violated our agreement, it became necessary to change my plan. Slightly. Temple is being held by two friends of mine. If I don't return by 22:30, that's about a half hour from now, Mr. Temple will meet with an unfortunate accident.
Why did you bother to show up?
Why am I risking capture by you, gentlemen? Simply because I expect more lenient treatment from the Space Patrol than from my former boss, Prince Baccarati.
You want to make a bargain, is that it?
Yes. I have here the information I promised the governor's secretary. It's in this folder.
The names of Baccarati's agents in Jupiter?
That's right.
I'm not in the habit of making bargains with crooks.
This is once you'd better compromise with your high standards, Corey. You'd better make a deal for this information. It isn't just Temple who's in danger. As long as Baccarati's agents are free, they can keep him informed on your plans to attack Planet X. Of course, Baccarati doesn't know many details of your plans. But eventually...
All right. You win.
Here's the data on Baccarati's agents. Look it over.
Looks like a complete file. Names, addresses, meeting places.
It's all there, Commander.
Happy, hold on to this.
Yes, sir.
Now, whoever you are, see that your pals turn Temple loose.
No need for that. You'll see when I remove this mask.
Temple?
Hey, what's the idea?
Put up your hands, both of you. I don't want to use this last one unless I have to.
What's your game, Temple? Why the masquerade?
Why, merely to get you here, so I can handle you without interference.
There's phony evidence against Baccarati. That was to get us off guard so you could whip out a gun.
Of course. Now I relieve you of your weapons. Don't attempt anything else.
How long have you been working for Baccarati?
It is no importance now, Commander. No, don't lower your hands. Grasp them behind your head. That's it.
Temple, if anything happens to me, the Space Patrol will be around asking questions.
You better hurry, because Jupiter City won't be in existence very much longer.
What do you mean?
Did you ever hear of Croconite?
Croconite? No.
Well, a few ounces of Croconite, 1 and 2, could destroy this city. Smoking rockets. There you go, say smoking rockets today. So there's a Croconite bomb concealed in this city right now. And in the capital city of every planet from Mercury to Pluto.
Are you telling the truth?
I certainly am. Each bomb is set to respond to its own resonant frequency. Baccarati can destroy all 10 cities, one at a time, by sending spaceophone signals from Planet X.
And you know where these bombs are hidden?
No. No concern of mine.
You'd better make it your concern.
I warned you, Paulie. You're lucky I used the paralyzer ray instead of my blaster. Baccarati is going to be very pleased when he sees who I'm bringing to Planet X.
We'll return to Space Patrol in just a moment. More power to you. More muscle power for sports. More brain power for school. Yes, that's what you get from a breakfast with a hot whole wheat power cereal, Good Hot Ralston. Because, gang, just one bowl full of delicious hot Ralston gives you 20% of the vitamin B1 and 11% of the iron you need all day long. And listen to this. Hot Ralston gives you twice as many vital bodybuilding elements from the heart of the wheat. Yes, all the power of whole wheat and twice as much power from the heart of the wheat. That's why a power breakfast with Good Hot Ralston gives you extra protein for strong muscles, extra vitamins for good health. And Hot Ralston is the only cereal that gives you so much power, yet tastes so good. So, gang, join the power team. Get Good Hot Ralston, Instant Ralston, or regular Ralston today at your grocer's. And tomorrow morning, more power to you from Good Hot Ralston. And remember, there's a free space coin inside every package. And now, back to our Space Patrol adventure, Baccarati's secret weapons. Commander Corey and Cadet Happy have been led into a trap by Eric Temple, secretary to the governor of Jupiter. Actually a secret agent for Prince Baccarati, Temple now has Buzz and Happy locked in a compartment of a small spaceship and is taking them to Planet X. Far out in space, the two space patrolmen are carefully examining their confined quarters, looking for a means of escape.
There's not a thing in here we can use to break out, Commander.
Now, let's keep looking. We stand a better chance against Temple alone than after we reach Baccarati's castle. The thing to do now is... Wait, he's at the door.
Hurry. Raise your hands and step into the corridor.
All right, Temple.
Now keep your distance, or I'll lock at the dead end. Head for the control compartment. And don't try to be clever. Now listen carefully, Commander. Do exactly what I tell you, and nothing more. I'm watching you every second.
You're lost, is that it?
No, not lost exactly. Frankly, the fine points of application aren't in my line.
You want me to correct your vector?
Yes. I warn you, don't try to take advantage of me. I'll know soon enough if you try to trick me. And for your information, Prince Baccarati knows I'm bringing you in.
I suppose you told him you captured Happy and me in hand-to-hand combat.
No. I told him the truth.
I hope you didn't spring this time.
No sarcasm, Commander. Let's get to work and correct the course. What's that?
Meteor alarm. We're on a collision course with the meteor. Let me at those controls.
Get away from that panel, Corey.
You crazy? You can't handle this ship.
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying
Let go of me. Stay out of the way. Little boys shouldn't play with spaceships, Temple. If I hadn't changed course just then, you'd have been spread over that meteor like a coat of paint. And don't leave ray guns lying around on the deck. Somebody might stumble.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to put you back there where Happy is now. And I'm going to follow through with your plan.
You're going on to Planet X?
Of course. Prince Baccarati's expecting us, and I wouldn't want to disappoint him. Floating over his expected triumph over the United Planets and upon the capture of Commander Corey by his secret agent, Eric Temple, Prince Baccarati sits in his tower, lost in the dreams of power and glory, his fingers fondling the spacephone controls that at his will can destroy the 10 largest cities of the solar system.
Slowly, it's within my grasp. The greatest empire any mortal has ever controlled. Your Highness. Oh, what is it, Malenko? Don't stand there, puffing and blowing. What do you want?
Haven't you noticed, sire? Your castle is nearly deserted. Your guards, your servants, they've gone.
Gone? What are you talking about? Where would they go?
Out beyond the force field, into the hills, into the jungle. They just quietly slipped away. I caught one of them in the act. He broke away and ran, shouting that Commander Corey was coming.
What? Oh, the fools. Let them go. They heard about the idiotic space patrol invasion on Planet X. Then, when they heard Corey was due, they thought he was coming as a conqueror. So let them go.
But, Your Highness, Professor Kraken is gone, too. He escaped.
Kraken?
Yes, sir. He got to an atmosphere ship.
Well, he can't get off the planet.
True, Your Highness, but with the spaceophone, he might be able to warn the space patrol about the Krakenite bomb.
You're right. The cities could be evacuated.
Then, Your Highness, we had better search for Professor Kraken immediately.
That's right. Oh, come on, Malenko. Don't just stand there. Let's get to my spaceship.
Buzz and Happy, with Eric Temple securely locked in an aft compartment, are entering the atmosphere of Planet X. Happy has just returned to the control section after a brief visit with Baccarati's secret agent.
He told me the frequency, Commander. 415.6 megacycles will get us through the force field around the castle.
Good.
Space Patrol, emergency! Any unit, come in!
Space Patrol responding to emergency call. Identify yourself.
This is Professor Kraken. I've just escaped from Prince Baccarati's castle in an atmosphere ship. And these fellows, there's a spaceship approaching rapidly.
Give me your position.
That's not important. Every planet in the solar system is in danger. Baccarati can blast the 10 largest cities to pieces at any moment. They must be evacuated at once. Please, believe me. I made the bombs that are now concealed in those cities.
I believe you, Professor. Give me your position.
I think I'm 60 months, Commander. There's an atmosphere ship in the viewscope that coincides with the spaceophone ship. Hey, and here comes a spaceship. And by the looks of it, it's Baccarati.
Professor, use evasive action. We'll be right with you.
No use. He's firing at me. Warn United Planets. Baccarati is...
cut off. I think he's been hit. Stand by to fire space torpedo taps. We're going after Baccarati.
Your Highness, we've scored a hit. The atmosphere ship is damaged. It's going to land.
It's not finished yet. Blasting again.
Yes, Excellency.
Oh, you're off range, Malingro. Fire again.
Your Highness, look. There's a spaceship 12 degrees high, and it's coming toward us.
It's a small Class C cruiser. That must be Temple, bringing Korean. The fool! He's firing at us. What's wrong with that idiot?
Perhaps Corey.
I'll go on, say it.
Perhaps Corey is no longer a captive.
That bungling Temple. He shouldn't have tried to bring Corey here.
Sire, we're not far from the castle. If we can make it through the port...
There isn't time. Corey could blast us before we made it.
But what can we do?
Starken's landing. Set our ship down near him. Corey won't dare fire at us then.
Yes, Your Highness.
When we've landed, make a rush at Starken. We'll take him alive. Then we'll make Corey believe Starken's safety is the only way to save those cities from being destroyed.
That Baccarati ship lined up, sir.
Hold your fire, Hap.
Yes, sir.
Maybe he's hit. He's going to land.
Sitting down right near Clarken's ship.
You don't dare fire at him now.
Baccarati wants to settle this on the ground. That's all right with me. Stand by for a quick landing, Hap.
Standing by.
Full repeller ray.
They're getting out of their ship. It's Baccarati, all right. And Malingo.
Open the hatches, Hap.
Yes, sir.
Down the ladder.
Hey, they're dragging somebody out of that atmosphere ship.
Must be the professor.
Hold it, Baccarati. Hold him off, Malingo. I'll take Kraken to my ship.
Take care, Malingro, Happy. I'm going after Baccarati.
Yes, sir. Stay where you are. I'll fire. Too bad you missed, Malingro.
Malingro.
You won't be needing this blast gun for a while. But... Hey, Commander, wait for me. All right, Kraken. Get into the ship. Up the ladder, quickly. And hurry up.
Hold it, Baccarati. Come down out of that ship.
Come and get me, Corey.
Commander, quick, he's closing the hatch.
No, he isn't.
All right, Baccarati. Let go of the professor.
Don't come any nearer, Corey.
We're all through. Get away from those controls. Won't do any good to try to blast off now.
It's just the spaceophone I'm interested in. There. Now, if you take one more step, I will destroy Terra. This transmitter is tuned to the frequency that will set off a crocodile bomb. Hidden in the heart of Terra. And there are 9 other bombs. In 9 other cities. The professor can confirm that. He made them. Terra would be wiped out.
Is that right, Professor?
If we were to think from here, I doubt that the energy reaching Terra would be strong enough to activate the Krakenite detonator.
But you don't dare risk it, do you? Not with all those lives at stake. Well, Commander?
All right, Baccarati. I can't take the chance.
Splendid choice. Now, Cadet, if you will bring me that blessed gun you took from Malengo, and the Commander's ray gun, too, if you please.
Go ahead, Happy. There's nothing you can do.
Yes, sir. And remember, my hand is on the switch. In a split second, I can send an impulse toward Terra.
Okay. Here's your weapons.
Thank you. Now, step back to me. And now that I'm in full command, let us test this crocodile bomb. Perhaps the spaceship transmitter is powerful enough after all.
Baccarati, you promised.
I promise nothing. Now, don't move, any of you. Here goes Terra.
Smoke and rockets, Commander. Look through the viewport. That big ball of flame. And the smoke.
My castle. It's gone.
What I failed to tell you, Baccarati. I made 11 bombs. The last one was set to the same frequency as the one on Terra. And I hid it in that castle.
My castle. My beautiful castle. Wiped off the face of the planet.
All right, Baccarati, I'll take those weapons.
Everything's gone. My castle, my empire, everything. Doesn't anybody understand?
Take him to the other ship, Happy. I'm going to check on Sarah.
Everything's okay back aft, Commander. All 3 prisoners are securely locked up.
And the professor?
Sound asleep. What's the matter? Look. They're in the viewscope. Now I can believe that spaceophone report. It's Terra, safe and unharmed.
Beautiful, isn't it, Nat?
It sure is, sir. But you know, Commander, now that it's all over, I almost feel sorry for Baccarati. Oh, not really, but you just look at him lying there. No more fighting. And Commander, he just looks empty. You can't hate him because there's nothing left to hate.
Baccarati is another example of an evil man who destroyed himself.
An action preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure in just a moment. Hi, Space Patrollers. This is Captain Dick Tufeld speaking.
And this is Cadet Happy. We've got a question to ask you. Did you get a red-hot start this morning?
Are you loaded with energy and packed with power to think fast and act fast?
If you had a good breakfast with good hot Ralston, chances are you're ready for anything that comes. Right, Captain?
Right, Hap. You see, Space Patrollers, Happy and I investigated and found out that hot Ralston gives you lots of the real hot whole wheat energy you need to be in tip-top condition for everything you do.
Yeah, and we discovered that hot Ralston is the best tasting cereal in the whole universe. It's got a rich, nut-like heart of wheat flavor you just can't beat. Hey, it's so good for breakfast you'll want to eat 2 bowls full. It's more delicious than a.
Whoa, hold on there, Hap. Space Patrollers, it is hard to find the right words to tell you how good hot Ralston is. But you just get a package of hot Ralston instant or regular today at your grocer's, and tomorrow morning you'll know why we say
no other cereal gives you so much power and tastes so good as hot Ralston.
And remember, inside every hot Ralston package, you get a swell space coin absolutely free. And now, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy are in their spacesuits on Saturn's moon number 5. Cautiously, they make their way toward a criminal who already has made one attempt upon their lives.
Smoking rockets, what was that? A space grenade. Wow. Hey, if you hadn't pulled me down, we'd have got some chunks of rock through our spacesuits. We can't back out now. Let's move forward. Yes, sir. Hold it, Corey. I'll get you this time for sure.
Be sure to join us again next week for the thrilling story, The Lost Thunder, when Wheat Check, Rice Check, and Good Hot Ralston again present Space Patrol! Space Patrol, created by Mike Moser, starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston, produced and directed by Larry Robertson, executive producer Mike Devery. Other players were Bela Kovach, Norman Jolly, Jerome Sheldon, and Stephen Robertson. Dick Tufeld speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when Instant Ralston and Regular Ralston again present Space Patrol! This is Dick Tufeld in St. Louis, reporting on the twin-jet Air Force fighter, the McDonnell Voodoo XF-88A. In a moment, we'll hear from the noted test pilot who flies this plane, Phil Houghton. Speed of the Voodoo is a military secret, but it's plenty fast. Wingspan is 40 feet, length 55, weight 10 tons. And now, Phil Houghton recorded this morning at Lambert Airfield.
After seeing the Voodoo, I guess you know why I like my job. There's one thing about it, though. The test pilot has to stay in good condition, get lots of sleep, and eat good, healthy food. That's why I like rice checks and wheat checks for breakfast. They've got plenty of energy in them, and they really taste well. I think you'll like them, too.
No other cereal, puff or flake, contains so much nourishment in such concentrated bite-sized form. So do as Phil Houghton, J. Ray Donahue Jr., and other top test pilots do. Make your cereals rice checks and wheat checks. If you had a chance to save someone's life, you'd do it, wouldn't you? Well, here's your chance. Buy all the Christmas seals you can. Christmas seals help in the fight against tuberculosis, the disease that kills 5 million people throughout the world every year. So help save a life. Buy all the Christmas seals you can. And ask your mom and dad to buy them, too. Be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol story on your local ABC television station. Consult your local newspaper for time and channel. This program is broadcast to our armed forces overseas through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. Space Patrol came to you transcribed from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network.